Welcome to the Wellness Abundance Podcast. I'm Melissa King, your podcast host, certified master health coach, certified personal trainer, and founder of Wellness Abundance Coaching. The purpose of this podcast is to share healthy lifestyle tips to empower you to design the abundant life you want and deserve. I'll chat with inspiring people who have built a strong foundation to build a life they love. I believe we all have the power within ourselves to create wellness abundance in all areas of our life. We simply need to find the courage within ourselves to take action. Our vision for this podcast is to help you create wellness abundance in your life with clarity, empowerment, and flexibility. Grab your favorite beverage and enjoy the episode. Hello, and welcome back to the Wellness Abundance Podcast. I am Melissa King, your host, and I'm so excited about today's episode, which is part 3 of our fitness, nutrition, and recovery series. And today we're going to talk about recovery, which is one of my favorite topics. I know I say this all the time. I love all areas of health and wellness and fitness and everything. But recovery truly is, in my opinion, the most important. Yes, we need to move our bodies frequently by doing some low-level cardio and occasionally some high-level cardio, like high-intensity interval training. We also need to do strength training because building lean muscle mass helps us, number one, burn more body fat, which is what we want to some extent, and number 2, it helps strengthen our bones, and number 3, it helps support our joints and everything when we have a good amount of lean muscle mass. And strength training just really simply helps you function throughout the day. It helps you get out of bed in the morning. It helps you get up out of your chair and sitting down and up off the toilet, moving in and out of the shower or the bath and carrying the groceries in and just doing things that we need to do, the tasks that we need to do to just, live our daily life. So strength training, fitness, movement, everything is really important. That's all really important. And nutrition is super important because we want to support our fitness efforts. So number 1, we have to eat. Our bodies require calories in the form of food. And we really need those nutrients. We need the vitamins and the minerals and all that to help the systems within our body function properly. And to build, we need lots of complete proteins. We need lots of complete proteins to really help our muscles grow and just really help keep the systems in place, help keep us satiated for longer periods of time. And when you're eating whole nutrient dense foods, lots of veggies, some animal protein like eggs, dairy, if you can tolerate that, and some fruits, and then kind of eliminate as many ultra processed foods as possible, then our bodies can function like they're meant to function. Our bodies want whole nutrient dense foods. So then the third really part of this foundation for a healthy lifestyle and for women to help kind of keep our hormones in balance, help us kind of go through the phases of life, like, the years when we're ovulating and we're fertile up through perimenopause, where bodies are going through some fluctuations. It's kind of in between, like we may or may not actually be releasing an egg, and there's all that stuff, but really kind of support your body, and then also through menopause and even post-menopause. So these are all things that are really important, and recovery is super, super, super important. So first, I'm going to dive into why recovery is super important and what can happen and how you kind of know if you're not recovering enough. So our bodies, when we work out, and even just going through the daily stressors of life, our bodies you know, our cortisol levels increase, which cortisol is our stress hormone. And we put a lot of stress on our muscles too, our joints and everything. And, you know, when we're working out, we're doing strength training, that is not the time when our muscles actually grow. Okay, fun fact. I know a lot of people think, I've got to work out really, really hard. I have to work out for 2 hours a day or at least 1 hour a day, 7 days a week to really get strong. The reality is, no, that's actually countereffective for you. So what happens when we work out is our muscles get micro tears in them. Okay, so in order for these micro tears to heal on their own, and they all heal on their own, it's like if you ever have a pulled muscle, there's really nothing you can do about it except for just let it heal on its own. So, so we need rest to help those micro tears recover and heal. So that's the important thing. And then another important thing with recovery is if we are overtraining, so we're not giving our bodies enough time to like actually relax, and not just like our physical bodies, but like mentally, we need to find a way to unwind. And I'll share some tips with you and some ideas with you, and then you can find what works best for you. We're all different, and you get to find what works best for you and what you enjoy. So when we overtrain, our bodies are basically saying, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, I just can't function. Okay, so what happens is your hormones kind of go out of whack. So your hormones can go like this and kind of teeter back and forth, when the reality is we want our hormones to do this. And there could be some fluctuation throughout the day, because that's just our biological rhythm throughout the day. Is hormones kind of fluctuate, like cortisol tends to be higher in the morning when we wake up, along with like the feel-good hormones, because those are the hormones that work well together to help us wake up, tell us like, okay, body, you're ready to wake up, let's get moving. And then at night, you know, melatonin, that hormone increases, because that's when it's time for our bodies to kind of relax and get ready for bed, get ready for sleep. So melatonin tells our body, that spike in melatonin kind of goes like, all right, it's time to wind down. Let's just cool it off and relax. So, but you don't want these huge fluctuations throughout the day like that. So one great thing about recovery is this allows your body to, number one, grow muscle, because that's what we want. You don't need to get big and bulky. I know women get so scared of being big and bulky, but I have to just put this out there. You are not going to get big and bulky unless you're taking supplements. If you're taking extra testosterone, yes, you're going to get big and bulky. But if you're not doing that and you're just eating adequate protein, and you're following a good strength training routine, you're lifting what you can, lifting heavy, knowing when to lift more, when to kind of scale it back, you know, then you're not going to get big and bulky like a man. So, so that helps with, so the extra protein, you know, eating adequate protein will help with recovery. And where was I going to go next? Yeah, so that's why we want to make sure that we're recovering properly to give our bodies that time. So what are some forms of recovery? So the number one, the go-to, the thing that we should all be doing is getting adequate sleep. Okay. Now I know there's all these medical professionals that recommend 7 to 9 hours, you know, or at least 8 hours. You know, there's so many different recommendations out there. So it could be a little bit confusing as to what do I need? And that's where really kind of learning, where kind of just doing little experiments to learn what works best for you. So for example, for me personally, like Scott can go 8 hours of sleep and he's usually pretty good with that. Me, a solid 9 hours of sleep for me is awesome. Now, depending on where I am at in my cycle, so if I'm at the beginning of my cycle in like the menstruation phase, then I definitely need more sleep. I definitely feel more tired and just very low energy levels. I just really feel that fatigue hit me. And so that's when I know I need to sleep more and even take a day or two off from my workout routine. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't move my body, okay? It's very rare that this happens, but there are some days where I literally almost just lay around all day and just get up to eat, maybe make some food and use the bathroom, take a shower, and that's it. But that's rare. But I do have days where I skip my workout and just get up, have my coffee and get in the shower and then get started on my day. I do make sure to move around a lot. I stand throughout the day. I alternate between sitting and standing, especially during these days to really get some just light movement in. But I know these days, I know my body and I know that this is enough for my body at the time. So that's another thing is for women, especially, you want to really pay attention to where you are in your cycle and how you're feeling. So if you have like energy lulls, you know, and you're exercising regularly, you are getting adequate sleep and you're eating whole nutrient dense foods for the most part, great. You're probably doing everything that you should be doing. That probably is good. It's probably just your hormones, and that's okay. That's totally okay. You have to really just listen to your body, but really getting adequate sleep to the best of your ability. I know, I get it. You know, we have careers, well, not me, but you're a mom, you know, your parents, and it's hard. It can be difficult with the way that our society is set up these days to really consistently get a full night's sleep. And I get that. So with that being said, just give yourself some grace and do the best you can. But sleep is super, super important. So a couple things to do, a couple tips for getting quality sleep is have like a wind down routine at night. So about an hour or so before you want to actually go to sleep, like figure out a routine. So for example, one thing that we do is we'll floss and brush our teeth. We'll take our magnesium supplement because that's really good for recovery too. It helps kind of decrease the muscle soreness, and it will help you sleep better, relieve some anxiety. But we we'll do that. We'll floss, brush our teeth, and sometimes we'll watch a show up until bedtime. Like as of this recording, we've been rewatching The Simpsons because those are short, like 22-minute episodes. So, but you could do something like that. You could read. We've been doing crossword puzzles, and that's one thing that really helps me relax. I mean, most of the time it helps me relax. Sometimes I get a little addicted to it where I'm like, oh my God, I have to finish this puzzle, or I have to get these clues. It's on the tip of my tongue. But for the most part, it really helps me relax and kind of get my mind off things that are, you know, stressing me out. So, yeah, so, and I also like to, so after that, we turn the lights off and we're all tucked in bed. I like to read fiction books at night. That's one of my favorite things to do. So I'll wear my blue light blocker glasses and get my Kindle out. And wearing blue light blocker glasses is super helpful because what it does is it will block any blue light that's coming into your eyes. And what blue light does is it inhibits melatonin from it inhibits your body from producing the melatonin it needs to wind down at night and go to sleep. So you could do that. You can get, honestly, we've gotten some super cheap, like $10 amber colored glasses, like the safety goggles, like the amber colored safety goggles. Those are awesome. You can get a little bit nicer ones if you're willing to invest a little bit more money. That's totally up to you. But you can get the amber colored glasses on Amazon. Go to Home Depot, Lowe's, hardware stores always have those. So I wear those at night, and just to kind of block that, and that's part of my nightly routine. And I found that that helps so much. And another thing you could do is the ones I got, they were like $40 on Amazon. And I think they're actually called computer glasses. So they're really great to wear during the day. They're stylish, and they're really great to wear if you're on the computer a lot during the day. That will kind of help block any extra blue light too that's coming in during the day. So blue light is anything from any lights that like ceiling lights, any really bright lights. So another thing you could do is swap out some of your light bulbs in your home with amber colored light bulbs. So we used to do that in our bathroom, where at night we would turn off the blue lights and then turn on the amber light. So that way when we got up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, flip the switch on, we had the amber colored light on. So we weren't like, I can't see. And then you have trouble getting back to sleep, and that's just a whole big thing. So you could do that. So wear blue light blockers. And we really just focus on, like, sometimes I will do a little bit of work at night, like if Scott's cleaning up the dishes after dinner. But I really do my best to focus on just using that time to wind down, so I know I could fall asleep efficiently and sleep through the night. So sleep is a big one, a big one. Another great recovery, form of recovery, is to do like some gentle mobility, gentle yoga. And sometimes I will do that on the days that I don't do a hard workout in the gym. I'll still go to the gym, but then I'll just go in the aerobic room, get a yoga mat, and just do some really gentle mobility. Like nothing hard, nothing strenuous, nothing where my heart rate goes up. And that has been proven really effective for me on the days that I really just need that extra recovery. Another thing you could do is just sit down and read a book, you know. One way that I like to relax too is just watch a movie, even if it's a movie I've seen 100 times. I love rewatching movies. I love rewatching my favorite TV shows, and that's something that relaxes me as well. So that's something to where I can just disconnect, go into a fictional world, and just have that time away from all the stressors in my life. So taking a hot bath is really great, you know, throwing some bubbles in there or some Epsom salt, you know, that can be very relaxing as well. Even going for a light hike. Sometimes Scott and I will just go on trails that are just pretty much flat for the most part, but really getting out in nature can be very relaxing. You can go for a bike ride if you're a cyclist and you have a bike. Even if you have just a little beach cruiser bike, just go for a ride around the neighborhood and have fun, and take your family with you, go with some friends. You know, that's a really great way to recover. So I'm curious what your favorite ways are to recover, to really kind of let your body just decompress, let your mind, you know, just calm and kind of release some of the stresses from the week, because we all have those. It's part of our daily life. And getting proper sleep will also help kind of cement your memories too. So that's another really great way. It's not just good for your physical body, but for your brain as well. The sleep, I actually recently read in an article, and I can't remember who it was, so I apologize. I can't give credit to the author of this, but he interviewed someone. I can't remember who it was. I should have written it down. I should have saved it because it was a really great article. But this, I'm pretty sure it was a man, said sleep is actually a very active process. And after reading that, I was like, oh my gosh, he is so right. So we think of sleep as, it can be thought of as a little burdensome, like, oh my God, now I gotta sleep and I don't have time to work and blah, 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 yada, yada. But sleep is actually a very active process because our muscles are repairing, our bodies are kind of doing what they want to do, what they need to do to kind of recover. Our brain is cementing memories, and it's actually doing a lot. Our bodies, even though we may not know it, we don't feel it, but our bodies are actually doing a lot when we sleep. So anyways, so I encourage you to make a list of every single activity you like to do to relax, what helps you relax, and just kind of feel like, I feel so calm right now, and I feel like, you know, life is amazing and I feel great. What are things you could do on a daily basis? It may be as little as meditating for 5 minutes, writing in your journal. There's an infinite number of ways, and you have to find what works best for you. And that's one great thing about working, you know, with me, with either Fitness Abundance Club, the group coaching program, or one-on-one coaching, is because you and I can work together to really do a deep dive into what helps you recover. And so anyways, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you, and I'm so excited. Let me know in the comments below if you're watching this on YouTube, or reach out to me, Melissa at wellnessabundancecoaching.com. I'd love to hear your feedback on this 3-part series, and tell me, what else do you want to know? I love doing these solo episodes and series like this one. So let me know what you want to know, and I'll see what I could do. Okay, thanks so much for listening and or watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. The Wellness Abundance Podcast is sponsored by Wellness Abundance Coaching. At Wellness Abundance Coaching, we help women lose weight effortlessly and minimize anxiety with clarity, empowerment, and flexibility. We offer one-on-one and group health coaching, corporate wellness programs, and on-demand fitness videos. To learn more about how we can help you become the healthiest version of yourself and to schedule a time to chat with us, visit melissaking.net.